afternoon, good evening or good morning, depending on wherever you are. Today I've got my 1986 Kramer Pacer. I'm trying it through my Engl Fireball to see what it sounds like. Now this guitar rarely comes out, it normally stays just in its case stashed under my bed because I never use it. The reason I don't usually use it is because it's on the longer Fender scale. And I'm so used to using guitars now that are on this Gibson scale, like ESP Eclipses for instance, that it just doesn't feel as comfortable as it used to. But I bought this guitar when I was 16 years old. It cost £750 from Music Ground in Doncaster. I bought it brand new in 1987. It had been imported by Music Ground from America because at the time you couldn't really get the higher end ones in the UK. So it had been brought in. I lent the money off my mum to buy it, and it took me 2 years to pay it back because at the time I had an utterly crap job. However, I think it's a Pacer Custom 1 or Custom 2, I'm not sure which. It's the squared off slab body one, a bit like the George Lynch Kamikaze body, slightly bigger than say a Dinky. Original Floyd rose on it. The JB in the bridge is not original because the one that came in it, the original one in the 80s, was rubbish. I know people like to romanticise about 1980s gear and all the pickups then were fantastic, but the JB that came in this was crap. So I took it out and put a newer one in, which is better. I swapped the Schaller single coil neck pickup for a Seymour Duncan Mini 59. The middle pickup's disabled because I've never used it anyway. Realistically, I could have just left the JB because I don't use those two anyway. None of these three switches work anymore. That is just a three-way switch. The bridges in the Floyd Rose aren't the original ones either. In about the year 2000, 2001, I cracked one of the bridge housings. So rather than just getting a single one, I replaced the whole lot so there wouldn't be any discrepancy in the sound between any of them. But it is OFR gear that's in there. And on the back it's got a brass block in it. When this guitar arrived, it had Floyd Rose's own version of a trem stopper in. And what they did at the time was cut half of the block away and just have like a steel plate sticking up, which would have two spring-loaded feet onto it, but it cut half the block out and it killed the tone. So that had to go, and I put a brass block in it and it sounds miles better. The tuning stability on this guitar is also immense. It never goes out of tune. Little story, in 1990 I joined the army, and when I joined the army I stopped playing guitar for about almost 10 years. And when I pulled this guitar out again and opened the case, it was still in tune. One last thing about the trem on this, it's blocked, so you can only dive with it, you can't pull back on it. But it will you can deck the bar as much as you want and it will never ever go out of tune. Even when it wasn't blocked, it didn't really go out of tune. But it's just an absolutely phenomenal guitar. Apparently, from what I've gathered, because I used to follow the Kramer forum in the early 2000s, these guitars weren't made in America, even though it says American on the headstock and it says Neptune, New Jersey on the on the back plate. They were made by ESP and shipped over to America and assembled in the factory in Neptune in New Jersey. It's fitted with schaller gear. All the tuning pegs are schaller, and it's got a slight volute in the headstock. And one of the difference I see between this one and the ones they're making now is the Floyd nut is rear mounted. You don't get a lot of that these days, even on the really expensive custom shop stuff that you get from, say, Jackson and stuff like that. A lot of the time they just front mount the nut. But anyway, yeah, I'm putting it through my Fireball on the low power setting. It's mic'd in the room with a camera mic, but it's also mic'd with an SM57 down there, but it's not massively loud because I'm in my spare room and I can't blow the windows out. The lead gain is just under 1 o'clock because this amp screams, and with the JB in the bridge it also screams. The bass is on 1 o'clock, the middle is just past 12, the treble's on 1 o'clock, the lead volume is just past 12 o'clock, and the master's at 10 o'clock. Presence is also on 10 o'clock. It's on the lead channel. Okay, so that's my Kramer Pacer. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a like and subscribe on your way out. Cheers.